Welcome! This is a 3-part series of exploring the Mount Pisgah area of the Blue Ridge Parkway. Follow along every Wednesday night to see what happens next in this unpredictable adventure. We're gonna be heading back, putting my tarp over my tent so that it doesn't rain in it tomorrow. And then probably going to bed, gonna have a slow night. We're really tired. We've been up basically since sunrise, so. And I will see y'all in the morning. Actually, we're going to Looking Glass Waterfall. Because it's on the way back up to the campsite. Ugh, can't open my door. And it's like super close. Like, not even a hike. So there's this viewpoint, or you can go down to the bottom. And like, you literally just park right there and walk here. Caution, slippery surface. Well, trekking pole fell again. I fixed this morning. It was all bunched up and there was like probably 5 gallons worth of water on this thing. So I realigned it so it all poured out the side like it's supposed to. But it's just so windy right now. One trekking pole is not keeping it up. Probably need to pull out the other one. And more storms are coming this way. Guess better take advantage of this dry spell while we can. I haven't put the trekking pole back up, so the tarp's on my head. But anyways, this situation, that situation, that one right there, did not work. For all intents and purposes, it did work really well. It did keep the water out on the top part. However, since it's not long enough, like on the sides and the back, like I thought it would be, the water would just run down at the tent and eventually come inside the tent anywhere something that's touching on the inside of the tent out. And that's the problem, is I'm too big for that tent. So I don't know what to do other than like laying it diagonally or something, because it's like my head and my feet touch the bottom and the top, so it's annoying. So anywhere my head and feet are, water's gonna get in no matter what, unless I had like a huge tarp over the entire thing. But I thought an 8x10 would be big enough, but it's not. So, or 6x8, it's a 6x8 that I bought. An 8x10 wouldn't even be big enough. Looking at it now, an 8x10 isn't even big enough. I would need the, I guess 10x14 or whatever the next one is. Something insane. And I'm just gonna suffer through it one more night. I had the worst night of sleep ever last night because of it. Storms came through. It started around like 10:30 p.m. or so, and then it got like super heavy around like midnight and 1 a.m. and I was up most of that time trying to figure out how to keep my stuff dry, because like it would, like the wind was so strong, so the rain was falling so hard. Also, tarps are not good for rain flies because it's super loud. So like when, you know, like the pitter patter of rain on a normal rain fly, it's no big deal. On a tarp, it's like 10 times louder because the thing's such thick material and the water's just like bouncing so much harder. So like I would fall asleep and then I'd wake up when the rain got harder because it was that loud. It would like wake me up. And then it would slow down again, I'd fall asleep again, and then it would get hard again because the wind would just like pick up again and start banging the rain down, and I would just like wake up, and it's just I got so mad too. Like literally I woke up, I was like so mad because I'm like, I'm really tired, really sleep deprived, and you know how you get grumpy when you need sleep? Yeah, I'm like past that point. So I'm like, at this point, I'm honestly ready to go home, but we'll stay. We only have one more night. It's supposed to rain all day today, but we have plans to not even be here today during that time. And then we'll come back tonight. Hopefully it's not supposed to rain anymore. Hopefully we're done with the rain after that. So I'll be able to sleep soundly tonight. Hopefully all my stuff dries out before then. And I can like stretch out in my tent properly and not have to worry about getting wet. Because like I'm literally having to huddle up in a ball because I can't even stretch out. Because if I stretch out, then my feet and my head are going to get wet. Like that's the point that I'm at right now. And it is insane, drives me insane right now. I think I said this before, but I wanted to bring my bigger tent. That's the reason why I bought my bigger tent, because I'm too big for this one. And I couldn't bring my bigger tent because the tent pad's not big enough, and you have to set up your tents on this tent pad. And so if I brought my bigger tent, then there wouldn't have been room for Desiree. So I had to sacrifice, bring the smaller tent, and I didn't think it would be that big of a deal, but now I know. Like, if it's gonna rain, this tent ain't worth it. If it's not gonna rain, then the tent's okay, because like I said, I can stretch out, literally push its limits, and it's okay. Making myself some avocado toast. Probably not your typical camping meal, but hey, it works out really well. Side note, you can buy these off Amazon, and they're like the best things ever, because you can wash your dishes with them. They're wipes, and they're perfect for camping, so you don't have to worry about like where to wash your dishes. Also, pro tip, I needed a container for all my spices. So this is my salt and pepper that I put on my avocado toast. This is a popsicle container, and it's solid. Like, it's holding everything in. Like, I did this with the other spices for the chili that we're gonna make hopefully tonight. So yeah, if you need a container for spices, I didn't have anything else smaller or small enough, so this is what I got. That is comfort food. That's what I need this morning. So this is the parking area for Long Hollow Discovery Falls. There's actually, it's just like a little side spot on this gravel road, and there's actually 4 waterfalls on this. I don't think we're gonna get to all of them, just because we're pretty wore out from yesterday. From what I read, hiking to 2 of them is like a steep downhill and then obviously steep back uphill. So we'll see how bad it is. If it's not too bad, we'll do it, but I'm still wore out from yesterday. So there's like 2 trails here, but this one like goes up and away, and it says that it's down like an old logging road. So according to all trails, this is the way we go. Which of course getting here is like an old logging road too. But this one you can't drive down. You have to hike. So this part is the easy part of the hike, and then it's the 2 waterfalls that you have to hike down to that are on a steep section. So there's no signs here, and I just noticed there's a trail over here, and I was like, wait, we should look and see if that's something, and it is. No one's been through here today. There's spider webs. And we're here at 12:45 in the afternoon. Did not get an early start today because we slept in after the early day yesterday and exhausting ourselves in the rain and all that. This is not bad on steepness at all so far. We haven't got to the waterfalls though yet. Yeah, this place is very buggy. It's like a swamp. There's stuff like this. Ooh. Yeah, if you do this hike during the summer, be mindful that there's gonna be bugs, most likely. It's likely a lot of them. They're not steep. Ooh, that water's cold. It's been all uphill. It's very tiring. Kind of like yesterday's. But it's not been too steep so far. But somewhere in the medial, I couldn't decide to say medium or middle, so medial it is. Oh, so many spider webs. Nobody's been on this trail today. I hear water there. I don't think that's it. So the trail just keeps going up. How much up do we have to go? So according to all trails, we're almost to the top. Tree. Okay. Go under this one. Oh, I'm too tall. With my backpack. Oh my goodness, that was difficult. Thought I was gonna face plant. Oh. Did you just face plant?
No. I landed on my knees.
At least it wasn't rock.
Yeah. Is this a waterfall?
I don't know.
I
don't know where we are, what we're doing at this point. Welcome to getting lost in the woods with Amanda. That's right. There's a tree we went under. The trail continues up, but it's like steep up now and kind of slick, almost washed out. People have put wood here to try to hold you. It's not too bad. If it's raining, this would be terrible. It's dried out enough. Oh my goodness, it just keeps going up. I can see it all the way up there. I'm ready to turn around if you are. I see it through the trees now. We should keep going. You can't see it through here, but you kind of can, right there. Yeah, we got a ways up to go though. And this part is steep and slick, so be careful. Trekking poles definitely advised. I forgot to grab mine out of the trunk.
Knees are really banged up.
So much for me not doing stairs today. My knees hate me. Then again, every hike up here is like this. Oh yeah, we are almost there. But man, oh man. Now I understand the steep they were talking about. This is steep and could be very dangerous. I think that's normal for its flow though, because I've seen it less. So since we had a good rain last night, it's actually a lot better. Whew. It is tall though. Wow. Found a little salamander. He's tiny. Alright, this is as close as I'm getting because the ground's super saturated here where I'm standing. And, oh wait, I guess I could get a little closer. Famous last words. This is definitely one of the sketchiest hikes I've ever done. Whew. Not easy. Okay. Oop, this rock moves. I don't like that. Alright. We made it. Yeah, this is as close as I'm going. There's why people have climbed up further and stuff, but no. I still have to make it down safely. Yeah, this is, we'll call it Death Trap Trail, because it is a death trap, especially if it had rained. Yeah, it's not maintained, so clearly, like, all the down trees that we had to go through and stuff, and the first sign that it's not maintained should be the fact that there's no sign for the waterfall, but there's just, like, limited signage and directions, and you have 0 cell signal out here, so note to self on that. Yeah, right before you get to the waterfall is the most treacherous part, because there's like no tree roots. It's pretty well washed out. Oh, this little section has no tree roots left either. This is where I sit down and slide down. Not really, but I definitely get low to the ground because I got a backpack on. So that's really the hardest part, the most dangerous part, is when you're like literally right next to the creek. The creek is right here, and then it takes a direction that way, and that's where everything gets really steep and really slick. It's all washed out. There's technically not a trail there, and there's a spot where the slope is like this, and like you can see where people have stepped and the trail's fallen below, and it's like a drop off. I don't like stuff like that, because over time that means that trail is going to be completely gone. Like it's going to erode away like so quickly, and it's not going to take long. So, ugh. Ow! This is where I fall over. Okay, my backpack's too tall. Anyways, as I was saying, this trail is definitely, Ow! I just smacked my head on a tree branch. I smacked my head on that thing. Ow! Don't do that. Don't recommend that. I smacked my head on that. Yeah. Because I was going around that way and I didn't see it. And I was ducking and stuff and I popped up right on it. Anyways, as I was saying, this trail is not for the faint of heart. And most vehicles could definitely get to it. The gravel road to get here is not bad at all. There's like hardly any potholes. But the trail itself, you gotta be prepared. Definitely bring trekking poles. And definitely do not come if there's a chance of rain. Because you would literally wash away if it rained. That is my consensus on this first part of this hike. Let's see how the rest are. This is like treasure hunting for waterfalls. Like we have a map, X marks the spot, and we're trying to find all the waterfalls. Because nothing's marked. Even the trail's not marked. Like there's no trailblazers or anything. You definitely need to download the All Trails map before you come to make sure you don't get lost and so you can find your way. Because like I said, no signage, no markings, no nothing. And no cell service, so you could get lost out here. So this is not for beginners. Most definitely not. That was Discovery Falls. There is no waterfall at the bottom here. That was not Log Hollow. Log Hollow, there's a bottom one and an upper. Yeah, that was just Discovery Falls. I was looking at my map wrong. So that was Discovery Falls. We're on our way to Log Hollow now, which will be at like the bottom. And then we'll have to hike up to Upper. So Discovery Falls is actually the longest, hardest hike, isn't it? So we did the hardest one. Yeah, so we started up there, we'll say, and if you go down to the end of the green, at the end of the road, there's another one. Logging road wise, it's the shortest distance, but off trail, like crazy trail wise, that's the longest hike, is to Discovery Falls. Which I think is the main and the biggest one, which would make sense because I think it was huge. I compare it to like Benton Falls. It was like Benton Falls, except for a little more spread out and definitely taller. So just overall bigger, but not as much water. Or like the same amount of water as Benton Falls sometimes. But like I said, not for the faint of heart. Very treacherous. Hopefully I captured it well enough on video. So if it's not for you, you can enjoy it anyways. I just looked it up. It's Logging Road Falls. That's the one at the very end. It says it's like on the logging road. That makes sense, right? I don't like this section because it's like so muddy for like no reason. Oh, it's so muddy. Oh. Okay, we're going through the water now. Hopefully I can rinse off. Rinse off. Rinse off. Rinse off. Alright, so that was Discovery Falls. I kind of want to just like make a sign really quick and throw it here because people aren't going to know otherwise. But then again, it is enter at your own risk. And you need to be prepared for that. Not downhill. I thought the logging road was going to be easy. I can hear a waterfall over there. I'm pretty sure we're close to Log Hollow. There are cyclists like all over this logging road and the road that you drive in on. So be aware of your surroundings and always watching out for that. I forgot to add that tip because very important. We've seen many cyclists already. It's another bridge. Deja vu. But this is a different one. It's actually a little bit shorter. So this is where I'm hearing the waterfall from. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Log Hollow Falls. If not, what is it? Wow. Okay, so cross the bridge. This one, you cross the bridge, and the trail is on the other side. This one's a lot easier. Still some dangerous spots, though. So this is Log Hollow Falls, and then the trail continues up that way to Upper. Okay, up we go to the Upper. Ooh, this is a little slick through here. But someone's put down rocks. That's nice and helpful. So there's the top of the lower one. Follow the creek up. And there's upper. Man, that's a steep hike though. But it's right here. So not too bad. Not as bad as Discovery Falls. It's a smaller waterfall though. So unless the trail keeps going, maybe it's further up. Maybe that's a bonus waterfall. Just straight uphill and I'm just pushing myself, but yeah, that's just a bonus waterfall. We're not even halfway there, Desiree said, since she got the map downloaded. And you can see how steep this is, right? I'm gonna like lean so far forward to make it up. But not quite as treacherous as Discovery Falls, but it is still slick and muddy. Someone's carved a trail over here, but the trail goes up that way. Yeah, this better be it, because it did get a little treacherous towards the end there. Still not as bad as Discovery Falls, but all these trails back here are like this, it seems like. But wow, this is big. Oh, see, this is a washout spot. It's just a matter of time before there's no trail left there. And we can go right down to the bottom of it. We made it. Have we officially made it? We're so close you can't even see the top. Alright, goodbye Upper Log Hollow Falls. Heading back down. That was the last treacherous hike of the day. Well, we have to make it down first. And then I might convince Desiree to go to the end of the road. We'll see. Based on the mileage so far, what I've seen looking at the map, I estimate getting to Logging Road Falls from here, from the trailhead of this one, is only like a third of a mile. So it's not too bad. But that's my estimate. We'll see what it actually is. See, yeah, you can't even see the top of it when you're standing down there. You can only see up to here. There's like another level to it. That's so crazy. Not quite as tall as Discovery Falls, but almost. It's about the same size. Okay, so we are actually going to head back now because we just passed a couple that came from up there. We're still by Log Hollow. But anyways, Logging Road Falls, they said, isn't really worth it. It's like another half mile up the logging road, but it's like right off the logging road. Kind of like how this one's right off the logging road. However, they said it's like really overgrown, it's smaller, and you can't hardly see it because it's so overgrown and there's no like trails up to it. So it's kind of a waste of time to go another extra mile on our hike today when we still have another waterfall to hike to further down the road. And we're both hungry and all that, so our phones are dying. So we're gonna go back to the car now. As you can see, we're along the busy road here, and this is the pull-off. This is Morco Falls. That's what we're hiking to. It's like 0.6 miles there, 0.6 miles back, so shouldn't be too bad, hopefully. Hopefully nothing like what we just did. So peaceful here with the creek. So some people go this way, I guess, but I'm pretty sure you go this way to go up to the falls. Oh yeah, looky there. More cove. Blaze color is yellow. This thing is all stairs. I don't know if the whole entire like half mile is stairs or what, but whew, my knees are killing me already. Too much uphill today. Okay, good. Not all stairs, but whew. Still uphill a little bit. What's weird is we're further down the mountain and it's cooler and less humid than up by the other 2 or 3 waterfalls, technically 4. Anyways, always tripping.
I never falling.
Exactly. You get it. You've learned. There's a hole in the pathway. What are we gonna do? So we came from that way. Someone's made like a trail going down to like a little swimming hole area. Obviously we're not doing that today. We've had enough off-trail adventures, even though they're technically trails. And this is gonna be tiresome one too. This is another one I should have brought my trekking poles on. Because, like, these ramps, I mean, the ramps, they're not super steep, but they're steep enough. My knees are hurting. We passed people that had trekking poles, too, so learn your lesson from me. Bring your trekking poles if you got bad knees like I do. This is so weird. Like, there's actually steps on that side, but there's steps on this side, too. So I'm not really sure which one's the right way to go. But, lots of uphill, and there's some, like, gradual downhill, gradual uphill, and then lots of uphill. So, coming back down is gonna be fun. So there's like a little platform to overlook the falls where you can hike down to the bottom from here. Now it's hot and humid again. I think because we're like closer to the creek and we're in this little cove. So, well, yeah, it's called More Cove. What do you know? Oh, you can tell how sweaty I am. I made a little friend. He's been on me for a while too. He's flying around and he always comes back to my hand. Is that my new best friend? And these are like really pretty purple. You can't see it when their wings are closed, but when they open up their wings, the inside's really pretty lavender color. So they're really pretty to see floating around. Alright, we're done with that hike. We're back to the car now. And then we're gonna head to our campsite and make dinner. So, never mind, we're not cooking at the campsite. We decided to drive down the parkway some and see the views. And now we have found ourselves on the outskirts of Asheville and we're trying this restaurant called Apollo Flame Bistro. And we watched these people walk up, like the ladies were wearing dresses, the guys were wearing like nice slacks, and we're like, wait a second, are we gonna like violate their dress code walking in our hiking clothes? So I looked at pictures on Google Maps and I saw like normal casual clothed people, so I think we'll be okay. And we're just like, how fancy is this restaurant? So I did not film an outro. I was so tired, obviously, because I didn't sleep well the night before. Then we hiked all day again. So when we got back to camp, I ended up packing up my tent. This is something I didn't show. I ended up packing up my tent because it ended up not raining and it wasn't supposed to rain. I was like, I'm just going to chance it. I packed up my tent and hung up my hammock, and I'm like, I'm sleeping in the hammock tonight. And it was perfect. It actually was the coldest night of the entire time we were there. And I actually stayed warm because I actually have plenty of blankets with me this time, unlike last time I tried hammock camping, which was a year ago. And it wasn't the most comfortable, not gonna lie, but I think that was partly because of how I had it set up with the bug net and how the bug net attaches and the hammock quilt. Anyways, I need to work on my setup. Otherwise, it was like perfect. That pretty much sums that up. The next day we ended up leaving, and on our way out we went by Frying Pan Tower. If you missed that, it is in the first video of the series. So that is the end of our Mount Pisgah video series. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you missed the first two videos, definitely go check those out. And all the info about these waterfalls that we saw on this whole entire trip will be in the blog post linked below, as well as like all the other blog posts about Mount Pisgah. So if you want to plan a trip there, highly recommend camping there because there's so much to do just in that little area. And the campground is beautiful as well. But yeah, that's it. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.